Hello, this is a listen-only video, so no need for any fancy pictures or any fancy videos in the background. Now, what makes a globe earther stupid? Now, I'm not saying globe earthers in general are stupid. I'm saying what makes them stupid. Well, it's really very simple. If you're approached or get into a conversation with a flat earther, and you do not instantaneously realize that you are talking to somebody with a limited level of intellect, then if you engage an argument with them, you're really kind of stupid not to recognize that you're basically doing the same thing as getting upset and arguing and trying to teach a chimpanzee how to change all the spark plugs of your car. Maybe even pull the heads off, change its gaskets, reassemble it, and tune it up to the finest degree so that it gets the most maximum fuel efficiency. Now think to yourself, if you saw somebody having an intense, passionate argument with a chimpanzee over that subject, that person would look really stupid, wouldn't it? So in fact, if you are engaging in argument with a flat earther, you're kind of stupid. Because, like I said, if you do not recognize the overwhelmingly in-your-face giant 400-foot neon sign that is displaying the fact that that person has a very, very limited level of intellect, then you yourself are pretty stupid. Now, I'm not saying that flat earthers are lesser people. I'm not saying that they don't have the rights to live. I'm not saying that they don't have the rights to be respected and treated like normal members of society. What I'm saying is that engaging in argument with them about the flat earth is really stupid. Now, if you get in a quick conversation with them and you're like, what the heck? And then maybe give it 30 to 45 seconds. And if you have not by then, again, recognized the fact that you are dealing with somebody who does not have the intellectual capacity to understand the overwhelmingly obvious, then there's no point in arguing with them. And if you pursue it onwards. Now, again, what I said, flat earthers are not lesser people. They do deserve to be treated with respect, except when they get angry about it. When they get irritated and talk to other people condescendingly for not listening to their flat earth, well, I don't know I was going to use a nasty word, but to their flat earth concept, let's say that. And they get mad about it, and they're passionate and vicious and angry about it and arrogant about it. Then they might be a lesser of a person, morally speaking. Think of it again this way. If a religious person who has extreme religious, unusual religious ideas comes knocking to your door and say, oh, you know, this, that, whatever, I'm not knocking religion because I do have some beliefs of my own. But would you sit there and leave the door open and engage in an argument of why they are not right in their religion? Or would you simply say, no, I'm not interested, but thank you very much, and then close the door? That's what you should be doing if you are an intelligent person dealing with a flat earther. Just say, no, thank you, I'm not interested in conversating. Or even better, if you have the patience, listen to their conversation. And know they're wrong, but don't bother trying to convince them otherwise. I had a friend who spent almost 2 hours once on the phone telling me all the aspects of why the earth was flat. And to me, it was overwhelmingly obvious how wrong it was. he didn't have the intellectual capacity or the education or anything related to the subject to even refer to understand how wrong he was. So I listened, didn't agree, didn't disagree, but I learned that he didn't have the capacity to understand reality. Now, unfortunately, that guy did prove to show so many things that he had, like this conspiracy theorist insanity. And I'm not talking about theory or conspiracy fact, because we know that recently we went through a big conspiracy fact, which is not the argument of this video. Excuse me for my sniffles. But conspiracy theory, conspiracy weirdness. Like giant people 400 feet tall built the pyramids kind of weird theory. So over time, I basically got to a point where I cut him off as a friend because it was just too annoying. But anyway, besides that, like I'm saying, again, globe earthers, you guys are right. The earth is a globe. And yeah, the earth is not flat, but who cares? Who cares what these other people think? It doesn't matter. And you yourself, globe earthers, yes, you're right. I think you're right. I agree. In fact, I know you're right. And that's not arrogant. That's like saying that honeybees produce honey, and you know that that's a fact. You wouldn't be arrogant in knowing that and saying that you know that. So again, globe earthers, if you want to show that you are smart enough to understand that the earth is a globe, then simply do not engage in any debate for otherwise. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.